Hello and welcome to my homestead. Today I want to show you a few things that normally you don't see in feel-good videos and on YouTube or on TikTok. And that is everything that could go wrong, all of the disappointments and discouragements that gardeners face. And I can assure you there is not a single gardener who has not had to deal with some of these issues. So one of the things I want to show you is damage from the winds. Now I live in zone 7B, that's in Maryland. We got a massive windstorm that went through DC and Maryland, and you can see some of the corn got beaten down. It was a nice, well-developed corn, or would have been if it had actually finished developing. The wind knocked it over. Now it's not going to finish growing. It just cannot grow. The roots have been damaged. So I have no choice but to pull it out and give it to my chickens. But even on the ones that did fall, look at this. This is damaged by weevils. The bugs ate the hair or the follicles that the corn normally has. So if I open it, I know it will be wormy. Same thing here. You can see the damage. Aside from corn, there is also damage to the squashes, but this one is not from the wind, it's from the bugs. You can see a lot of yellow. There's a lot of squash bugs that I've been trying to get rid of, and no matter how many of them I kill, the damage is inevitable. You can see what they do. These dead leaves, that's squash bugs. And you can keep killing them, but they keep multiplying. And you can see the damage here. All those yellow leaves, that's all squash bugs. At least I got a few pumpkins out of it. They're ripening. And I'm hoping the ones that climbed have formed something. But you get the idea. We have damage on just about everything. Now, squash bugs are annoying and they do create a lot of damage, but not nearly as bad as vine borers. The vine borers love to come out here into the root of the vines, and you can see the damages. Now, these particular vines will die soon because there is no way for me to stop it now. The vine borer got inside, the damage is done. Aside from bugs, you also have diseases. Here in Maryland, we have what is known as black mold or black spot. This is black mold. Look at what it does to the stems. The plants are dying from the inside out, and there is nothing you can do. Once you see signs of it, that plant is gone. It's dead. It just hasn't collapsed yet. Now, this one, for this one, it's a little bit too late. It's trying to bloom, but it's not going to. But let me show you this one. This sunflower had created a nice head, and it would have been beautiful, would have ripened, except it broke down. Now here we have a combination. Wind only exacerbated the damage that was from the inside. But this plant is dying from the inside out. And this is how I know. There is nothing that would have saved us, this particular sunflower. It would not have continued growing and developing. Another disease, and that one is affecting tomatoes, and that is blight. There is not anything, there isn't anything that can cure blight. You can't fight it, you can't win. If a tomato plant shows any signs of blight, all you can do is pull it out. So here are some self-seeded tomatoes. I did not plant them here, specifically because last year in this area I already had tomatoes that had blight. And sure enough, you can see they're rotting from the inside. It hasn't even finished ripening yet, and it's already rotting. These tomatoes are not edible now. You cannot do anything with them. And even though they look like they're prolific and they're really producing a lot, you can't do anything with them. They're not edible. Here is another one, different plant. So this plant and this one are both diseased with blight. There is nothing you can do about this. These tomatoes are now not usable. All you can do is throw them out. And you can't throw them out into the compost pile because they will just propagate the blight into the compost. So you have to take these plants and throw them somewhere where they will just rot, but not infect anything else. You can see the damage from the wind. I already cleared up some of the stuff, but the damage has been done. It's been broken. These I had to sew out. This was a sunflower, and this was another sunflower. You can see they were rotting from the inside out. So for the wind, it was easy to break them. The ones that are still fairly healthy, they're still standing. The ones that were diseased have fallen down. Here is a good example of damage from the squash bugs. That's a baby squash bug. But this is what you're looking for. The signs that they're on the plant and they're sucking literally the life out of the plant. And there is the parent. So now I have no choice but to go through these and literally pick the squash bugs one by one. Here are some more of my tomatoes, more blight. You can see the damage on the leaves. So all of these have to be pulled out. But I also want to show you another damage, and that is a bane of everyone who ever grows tomatoes. Look at these. You can see the leaves have been cut or eaten. When you see something like this, this is the work of a hornworm. Hornworms are insidious and they can devastate your tomatoes really quickly. The problem is trying to find them. they blend in so well, it's really hard to spot them. You can sit here for an hour trying to find one in the tomato plant, and it's going to be really hard to do. Right now I'm not too upset about the hornworms because these tomatoes are already sick. They already have blight on them, so there is nothing I can do but just pull them out. You can see the droppings from the worm, and you can see the devastation. They literally eat everything in sight. So somewhere in here there are hornworms that I have not been able to find yet. And when I do, I'll give them to my chickens. So, as you can see, there is a lot of good things that are happening on my homestead. There is a lot of things that I harvested, as you saw in previous videos, but at the same time, it is not without disappointments. You have diseases, you have bugs, you have nature taking over, you have natural events like windstorms, and there is really not much you can do about many of these. So all you can do is continue doing your best, keep growing stuff like I'm doing here. And hopefully you'll get some kind of results. What gives me at least some encouragement is when I come out here and I see signs of the future harvests, like this melon, or as some of these passion fruit, or as my sister calls them, Christmas ornaments. Gives you something positive to look forward to. So if you get discouraged, just try and focus on the positive, because there is always going to be something that's going to go wrong. Here's another look. Here's my corn. That I have two varieties. This corn is a complete devastation. It's really poorly grown, did not form, and did not produce anything. The other one was very tall and nice, and unfortunately got devastated by the wind. So, you win some, you lose some. All you can do is just keep moving forward. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time. Today is a little bit of entertainment for you. Namely this. This is a tomato worm. I'm going to take it off the stem, so the tomatoes are poisonous to chickens. But I'm going to give the worm to chickens. Let's see what happens. Here she goes. Hi, Becca. She's usually so quiet, but she got the worm and she does not want to share. Let the chase begin. Let the chase begin. Poor baby, she's my quiet giant, and she's so frustrated and excited. Looks like she got away with a worm. And this is why the others are taking a bath, so they disregarded her.